How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Skills coming back at you yet again with another one. And in today's video, what I'd like to talk about is the PvP of the Division 2, the pros and the cons, and the changes that's been made in the comparison to the Division 1. I'd also like to address some issues for the Division 2's PvP that I feel may have been overlooked. I'm hoping that in the next 2 weeks, we're going to get that beta, and maybe some of these will start to come to light and they can make changes before the release. So let's go ahead and hop right on into that. Alright, so first I want to start off with what I feel is the number one change in the PvP in the Division 2 in comparison to the Division 1, which I'm going to have to say is the anti-cheat. That anti-cheat was needed in the Division 1, but there were some things that they just couldn't anticipate, such as the Cronus Max, which is a device that allowed players to increase their RPM, lower recoil, as well as a lot of other things that just made them superior in the DarkZone. Not superior due to their own skill, due to how whack they truly are. Alright, these are the people who in some ways played a part in ruining the Division 1's PvP. So it's really nice to see that they put some work into revamping that anti-cheat system, as well as using new tools to analyze a player's performance to see if the RPM is exceeding what the game allows, to see if the stabilization of the weapon has been modified or tampered outside of the console, which I think this is going to be really good for the PlayStation and Xbox players who kept running into a lot of the cheaters in the DarkZone. So without a doubt, I'm gonna have to say that my number one change that's going to make a big improvement in the Division 2's PvP is indeed the new anti-cheat system. So now on to my number 2 pro, which does carry some cons. So what I'm gonna do is break down a little bit of the pro and then tell you why it's also kind of a con. Alright, so the dedicated servers, which I think is great, using the dedicated servers in conjunction with the cloud plus new physical hardware, they should have a better connection for stability when you play in the game. Remember, the Division 2 is always online just like the Division 1. So the better the servers, the better our overall experience will be. Now, the issue with the dedicated servers being better, as they say, this is also the reason for one of the cons that I would say is the movement. Alright, I've been complaining about the movement since I first played this game at Gamescom. The movement of the Division 2, in my opinion, especially compared to 1, is atrocious. Alright, now the reason, however, that I think that they made this sacrifice in movement is due to things like chicken dancing and issues within the server netcode efficiency. Meaning a lot of times when players are running around and you're moving off fast and somebody shoot at you and you're not exactly where they shooting because the server falling a little bit behind chicken dance, it's harder to hit your target. So in some ways this might help with resolving that, but at the cost of the movement of the original Division 1. Alright, which I kind of feel like is a strong con for me. Also, in conjunction with the dedicated servers hardware being upgraded, I find it odd that now that the servers are so much stronger and better, that the player count has to drop because of it. Alright, from 24 to 12, that to me is definitely a con. And I say this because this is one of the issues that I speak on the Division might be overlooking. Alright, when they start the next PvP in the DarkZone, and there was always this thing in the Division 1 where you can make a group of 4, kick out one person from the group, and then they can start a whole nother group. So you can almost have 20 man team in the DarkZone. Now it's down to 12. It's really easy to get 12 people. So what's to stop people from going into the DarkZone, dropping a man, letting him invite 4 more people, then drop another man, invite 4 more people, and now you got 12 people in one DarkZone all to themselves. Alright, this is going to create a form of imbalance. So what I'm hoping is that the Division during the next beta, because I'm pretty sure some people are going to be trying this, so I'm hoping that what they do is when one person go into the group outside of the DarkZone, that's fine. But when a 4-man group go into the DarkZone, when one man lead a group, he don't just remain in the DarkZone, but is instead returned back to the desktop. Alright, well, not to the desktop, but you know what I mean. I want him to be returned back to the outside of the DarkZone. When you quit, you get your loading screen and boom, you back outside. Alright, they shouldn't let the players team up and stack up 8 to 12 players in one server. This gonna make farming gear kind of glitchy when you think about it. I was gonna say this, but I'm trying to talk about this now in the hope that maybe they'll catch wind of what I'm saying and patch that up before the beta even come. But that will, mark my words, that will be a problem. All right, because even me as a gear hunter, as the gear hunt champion, the king, the record holder, that would be the most efficient way to farm until your heart bleeds. All right, all you got to do is get enough people, drop a man, and then invite 3 more people. Drop another man, invite 3 more people. Now you got 12 people, all of your own. You're all friends. You're all on the Discord. And then you can just run amok in the dark zone without any repercussions. It's a lot easier to do at 12 people versus 24. That's a 50% cut. All right. I mean, geez, 16 even would have been more reasonable to me. I really can't understand why they dropped that number down to 12. All right. Well, I mean, like I just explained, in some ways, it's to put less stress on the server so that you got better netcode stability. But is it really worth it? I'm not too sure about that. That's one of the things I'm waiting to see how people react to just having 12 people in the dark zone. So yeah, that's the combination of my pro/con for dedicated servers, movement, and player count. All right, so moving on, now we're gonna hit up another one that has pros and cons, and that's gonna be normalization. All right, the new introduction to normalization can be beneficial when you think about it, but we all know what's gonna happen. All right, people like Marco Style, which honestly, I mean, I know the guy make a lot of good content that help the community, but at the same time, he make a lot of content that destroys the PvP community. A lot of these YouTubers make content that destroys the PvP aspect of the game by sharing builds. All right, this would be like playing chess and telling the man you playing with the next move you gonna make. It really just doesn't make sense. Every time you make a build video, any and all of you, anytime you make a build video, you are slowly tearing away at the division. Let people use their own minds, their own knowledge, their own skills. Let them play their own games. It's fine to make gods. It's fine to show them the way to do, but don't give them the solution to the gear. It's a mistake. If you want the Division 2 to last, I'm asking all Division creators, all right? All Division creators. I don't care if you didn't jock my content, which a few of you have, or actually a lot of you have, or not. Please hold off on build videos. Give it at least 2 months with no build videos. Make videos about anything else and watch how much better the Division 2's PvP will be if y'all just keep y'all mouths closed. Let those people figure it out for themselves. All right, you're crippling them. That's what you're doing in the end. You're crippling them. You're taking away their ability to problem solve. Let them problem solve. All right, that's all I really, that's something I'm really adamant about. All right, this whole build thing, it need to stop. I don't know how they can stop it, but normalization will at least help with that, because eventually it's gonna get to a point where Marco gonna be at home by himself, crunched up under the bed somewhere on a calculator with his notebook and ink pen. How can I maximize? Okay, so blah blah blah. Yeah, connect the algebra 47 times 10 squared. Fuck whatever he be on. All right, and then what's gonna end up happening is the dude is good. All right, aside from what I'm saying, he good at what he do. So he gonna end up coming with some kind of supreme build where he can get the maximum status of everything, and he gonna post that video. And the minute he does, every single person who watches him is gonna take that video and copy that build. So now when they're going in with normalization, you're still gonna be normalized to the max stats, period. All right, I think that's why they tried to hire him. He I don't know if he be saying, because I remember I watched that video where he talked about the Division team trying to hire him because, I guess he the creme de la creme, huh? All right, so, but I think they wanted to hire him to get him to shut the fuck up. That's my honest opinion, because by hiring him, like he said, he wouldn't be able to make YouTube videos about this stuff no more. He wouldn't be able to put out build videos like this no more. The dude is just so good at making those builds that it's better to silence him than to let him keep making the videos. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm asking kindly, hold off on the build videos. I'm not saying don't make them at all. I'm saying get a game a chance. Give it a couple months, for people to figure this stuff out on their own, and then come at them with the build videos. All right, that would be my opinion on that. So normalization, on one hand, it's gonna even the playing field for players who don't truly understand the way that the builds work. All right, the way that you can put together a lot of different numbers to have a lot of different effects using certain skills at certain times in combination with other things. All right, so going into the dark zone like this is going to break the players down to a certain level where everybody more evenly matched. But as I just explained, one supreme build, even normalized, can still be slightly above. Even if it's just a small margin, it'll be enough that you won't be able to compete. All right, so the one preventative measure is no build videos, but since we know that won't happen, normalization, it's going to be effective in the beginning, but towards the end, you'll see it will fail. Is it a pro or a con? I guess that's yet to be determined. But me, myself, I can't even call it a pro or con. I'm gonna put that in the in-between until we get to see how exactly it play out, if people hold off on the build videos or whatever it is that they choose to do. So that's my opinion on the normalization, and pretty much why I feel like it won't make that huge of a difference. It'll make a small difference for some players, but overall it ain't gonna really change nothing. Right, it's gonna end up being one supreme build, and everybody will chase that build, and then everybody going to dark zone to get that build normalized. All right, so those players will be playing on an even playing field. But players like me and some of the people that I know that subscribe to my channel, most of the people who I deal with, don't watch other people's build videos. All right, a lot of them like my channel because I don't do build videos. All right, when people ask me about builds, nah, I can't help you with a build. I can ask you what you want to achieve and point you in the right direction, but the way you play is the way you play, and the way that I play is the way that I play. All right, so you got to make your builds unique to your play style, and that's all you should care about. The game is a lot more fun when you do it that way. All right, just have a good time with it. And that pretty much wrap it up for the normalization aspect. And you know, I'm sorry if I offend anybody with the statements I'm saying, but it is the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. All right, so the next topic that I want to move on to is VoIP being disabled. All right, now let's be clear. This, in my opinion, is a pro. All right, I think it's a good thing to shut people up. Once you go rogue, what you need to be talking to the other man for anyway? It ain't even nothing to talk about. You done went rogue. You either killing him or he killing you. All right, so I mean, I kind of like that. I think it's a cool way to work that system. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no longer your friend. He is now an enemy. You shouldn't be able to hear what he say at this point. All right, but they wouldn't do nothing. A lot of people wouldn't do nothing but just talk smack after they kill you anyway or whatever. All right, so is trash talking still possible? Yeah, because if the other player ain't rogue yet, you could be sitting there talking crap to somebody like, you know, hey man, in a couple minutes I'm about to go rogue and knock your face off. He'd be like, oh yeah? You'd be like, oh yeah, and then you go rogue and you kill him. All right, so the VoIP being disabled, I don't know why people making such a big deal about that, but I think it's a good thing, man. All right, when you go rogue, you in killer mode, and killers are silent, and that's all I gotta say about that. All right, so here we are, moving on to the last and final pro/con. I guess it's a little bit of both. So I'm sorry the video got so long, man. I wanted this one to be a lot quicker. I had planned to just hit these pros and cons, but then I kind of got into you know, a little bit deeper into some of what I was talking about. You know, as you know, I make all my videos straight up freestyle. Just turn on the camera and say what I think. All right, so what we moving on to now is the risk reward system. All right, this brand new in the Division 2. Now in the Division 1, when you in the dark zone, and you would kill a named boss in the dark zone, for example, at a landmark, he would drop contaminated items, which might be exotic, classified. You know what you have. In the Division 2, it's more like a surprise. You know, you won't know what item has dropped. You will only see a contaminated icon. All right, so you'll know, I'm guessing you'll know if it's exotic or classified, because there will be classifieds, but that's a video for another time. But basically you won't know until after you extract what it is you have. And I kind of put that in the area of pro. Being a gear hunt champ, I find that to be thrilling. You know, I think that's a lot more thrilling. I think that's going to add a lot more excitement to hunting down your gear in the dark zone, and just overall having a better time doing it. Not knowing what it is you have, not knowing what it is that you ever lost. Oh, that is going to be great. I think a lot of y'all going to like that. It might sound bad now, but it's going to add a new spin to the game for you. All right, so I guess that pretty much wrap up most of the pros and cons that I wanted to talk about as far as PvP is concerned. There's some other stuff that I wanted to address, but like I said, I don't want the video to get no longer than this. So I mean, if y'all want to hear more about what I think, you know, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll drop another video for those people or whatnot. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Tomorrow's video will be on the setting, the scene, the graphics, the changes that they've made in the Division 1 coming into the Division 2. Alright, so yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like, drop a subscribe, and I will catch you boys on the next one.